Hello, YouTube! It's me, your boy, B3, back with another kicking movie reaction review. I've been doing a few animated family movies lately, and I'm enjoying it. I really like animation, and there's nothing wrong with family films. They're always fun to watch, especially from Pixar. Pixar usually does a pretty good job, especially in the animation department. And today's review is over Coco! Yeah, so, takes place in Mexico, around the Day of the Dead, and the great grandmother's name is Coco, and this family hates music. The family hates music, right? Because the great grandfather walked out on his family to go pursue a music career, but the main focus of the film is this child in that family who loves music and wants to be a musician, but his family forbids it. They won't even let him be around the musicians. They won't even let him go to a part of the city where mariachi bands are prevalent. It's that sheltered from music. But he taught himself to play guitar, and he taught himself to play his idol's songs. And then he finds a picture of his great-great-grandfather with his face ripped off, and he's holding the signature guitar of the most famous musician in Mexico. So now he thinks that man is his great-great-grandfather. So he goes to his mausoleum and steals his guitar so he can play in a music competition. But he steals from the dead on the Day of the Dead when you're supposed to give to the dead. So he ends up going to the world of the dead, becomes cursed, and goes to the world of the dead. And he has to get his family's blessing to go back. But the condition of his family's blessing is that he never plays music again. And then once he gets back, he immediately steals the guitar again to go play music and ends up in the day. It ends up in the land of the dead again. So he breaks the condition of it, obviously. So he wants to go find his great-great-grandfather, who he believes to be this musician. And he gets the help of this kind of scoundrel to go do it. And it's pretty obvious to me that the scoundrel was going to end up being his real great-great-grandfather, especially after you find out that he's a musician. It was pretty obvious to me. What I did not see coming was that, I did see that he was working with the greatest musician and taught him to play and everything. What I did not see was that famous musician murdered him when he was going to go back to his family so that he could keep all his songs and become famous off of his music. Did not see that murder twist coming. Right? That was pretty cool. I did not see that coming. So lots of the times in these reviews I say I called stuff. That's just because I've seen too many fucking movies and cliches. But I did not see this coming. And I love it when I don't see shit coming. I hate it when I can call all this stuff. So it's really nice that they had a twist I didn't see coming. I love it when you can't see shit coming. So yeah, they kind of reveal him in the land of the dead, and he gets his family's blessing to go play music. So he goes and he plays this song for his great-grandmother so she won't forget her father, because she's the last person in the world who remembers her father's face. And if people forget you, then you disappear from the land of the dead, and it's a final death. It's there's no afterlife for the afterlife. So she makes sure that her great-grandmother remembers her father, and then it turns out she has a picture of him in her desk drawer so that they can put it on, I forget what it's called. So I'm sorry about my ignorance of Mexican culture. This is America, after all, where, I live in the South. Mexican culture isn't looked upon fondly here. Sorry. I'm fine with it. I ain't no racist. At least I hope not. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. But they put it on the table for the Day of the Dead so that he can remain alive and then come into the living world during the Day of the Dead, or remain alive in the afterlife, you know what I mean. So he stays alive, and then it shows a flash forward of a year later on the next Day of the Dead. His great-grandmother has passed, so now she gets to be in the land of the dead with her father, the great-great-grandfather, who's now gotten back together with the great-great-grandmother. They've reconciled now that she found out that he was trying to come home to them and all that, and found out that he was murdered and everything. And in this flash forward of a year, we find out that that great musician, people are trying to forget him. They put "Forget You" up on his mausoleum, and it's in disrepair. No one's taking care of it anymore. The world now knows that he was a fraud and a murderer. And now the world celebrates the great-great-grandfather because he is, turns out he wrote all their favorite songs and was murdered, so everyone's sympathetic towards him. So now in the family's shoemaking house area, there's like, you can take tours and see all his songs from his songbook and his guitar. So now the world's never going to forget him, so he'll remain alive in the afterlife forever. And all this stuff. It's really it's really quite a good film. It's quite a good film. The living family accepts music and allow it to be played and allow this child to take everything and become a musician. It's quite a good film. It's quite a good film. It's very good. The animation is spectacular, of course. The skeletons are all really expressive despite being skeletons, which is really nice. And they make sure to give each skeleton its own personality. It's really good. It's really, really good. So that's it. Definitely watch Coco if you haven't already. It's a fantastic film. I really, really love it. But that's it. Thank you all once again for your support, and I'll see you all later.